Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Danny and today we are making a hospital. I'm actually gonna have to break this one up into two parts because let me tell you, it took a long ass time to make. And I also want to acknowledge and acknowledge, if you will, for kind of the hiatus I've had on my channel. I know there's not that many of you, but I feel like I still owe you a little bit of an explanation. Life just got a little bit intense for a bit, and I don't really want to make a habit of just randomly going MIA for a month, but you know, sometimes you gotta take care of yourself and you gotta, you know, do what's right for you. And that's kind of what I was doing. So I'm sorry again for, you know, just kind of dropping off, but I'm back now. So hopefully kind of just jump right back into the swing of things. And I figured, you know, I'll put out 2 videos this week, just kind of make it up for you. And then we'll just kind of go back into the regular flow of everything. And hopefully that's cool because that's what's going to happen, you know, and that's all I can do. But anyway, yeah, this is a hospital. This is something that I've been wanting to build for so long, but the idea of it is very daunting because, first of all, building any of these like hidden lots, if you will, like the police station, basically all the get-together lots, they're really glitchy. Like if you put things in slightly wrong places, they just don't work, and your Sims don't know how to navigate it because they dumb. So I don't know. I had to do a lot of testing to make sure that everything, you know, was good. And second of all, I don't know, a lot of hospitals, at least where I am or have any familiarity with, are very contemporary, and that is a style of building that I'm still just trying to figure the heck out. Because I think it's really easy to just be like, oh yes, look at these large boxes with lots of glass. This is contemporary, but oh man, it's so intricate, and making it look good is fucking hard. Like, props to people who can build bomb-ass contemporary builds, because ooh, it's hard. I mean, look at this giant diagonal. Look, I don't know. This was a mistake. It goes away soon, though. I just wanted, you know, I don't know. I wanted there to be some dynamicness. Oh my gosh, what is the word I'm looking for? Whatever, you know what I'm talking about. In my build, and so I made this like giant diagonal chunk, and then I was like, oh no, that looks bad. Let's fix that. Oh, also, you'll see me put it back. I was playing with it a second ago, and I'll put it back. I made one of those little sky bridges in this hospital, which I was really pumped about. That's something I really wanted to do once we got glass roofs. Make a little sky tunnel, and this seemed like a good fit for it. Here in Columbus, we have these things all over the ding dang place. I assume that most major cities do. I feel like all of the architects in the world are like, ah, yes, this is a great thing to do, all at the same time, I guess, because they're everywhere. Like the gym, the RPAC at OSU has like a giant one, so you can kind of like walk over from like an entrance to the main part of the gym, and it's really cool because all the glass is red, so you feel like you're in space. It's really cool. But they're all over like downtown too. Like you can go over High Street, which is like one of the main streets in the downtown area. Like there's just bridges everywhere. I mean, it makes sense because like then there's less foot traffic, and Ohio's so fucking cold most of the months, so you know you don't have to go outside to cross the street. That's really nice. But yeah, kind of have the shape of the building here now, and we're just moving on to painting the thing. Well, painting, I guess. Yeah, just making the outside of it look right. I actually picked up Spa Day recently, so that was really cool. I got it a little after I got Seasons. I'm like slowly working on filling out my entire collection of The Sims 4. And dang, I've been sleeping on Spa Day. It's really nice. It was like perfect for this because there's so many just like large stones and clean lines and stuff. It was really perfect for like the flooring and the siding of the whole place. I used a ton of Spa Day stuff, so I really recommend it if that's like the style of building you like to do or have in your game. I went ahead and put a spa in my game too, and it was cute. I get it. Like, I don't know if I'll go there a lot, but I don't know. I mean, I'm here for, you know, dynamic gameplay. So if it's just like one more fucking thing for my Sims to do, great, put it in. It's perfect. But yeah, here I'm just kind of working on the front entrance. Oh my God, this was such a, in my head, I was like, okay, I'm going to put this little like ambulance overhang here. And then I'll have this like 2-story glass entrance area. And then the rest of it will be, the hospital. Sounds great in your head, but every time I decided on the window or the door, it would just kind of like, one of them was 2 tiles and one of them was 3 tiles. I just had to like remake it over and over and over again. It was crazy. I think it works out in the end, though. It looks pretty good. Oh yeah, also I was being really anal about making sure that it was centered on this little what do you call it, like red brick drive, like going up to it. And so I end up moving the lot over just like 20 times, just like, no, be centered. But it looks good. Oh yeah, it was weird. So I went ahead and put this up on the gallery. If you want to download it, it's already up there. But when I was going to upload it, you know how sometimes when you're putting something up on the gallery and you're all proud of it, you're like, oh, this looks so pretty, and then you go to like put it on the gallery and the pictures that it chooses for you are just like garbage. It's like from the worst possible angle, and it's like, no one's gonna want to download that. It looks like shit. That's what happens. So you know how like very clearly the Sims spot at the front of this lot where I'm building it now, like when you're playing in the hospital. Yeah, like this is the front. This is the front when you're building. Anyway, if you go to like save this lot, all of the pictures are taken from the back. And I'm like, are you kidding me? It looks stupid. And there's all these trees in the way. Anyway, so I ended up, before I put it onto gallery, flipping it around completely so that you could at least kind of see the front of the building. I don't know. I did that, but I wasn't pleased about it, especially because I don't know if you like go to download it, if it will automatically place that way. It was a mess. So sorry. Just know that this is the right way for it to look. I mean, I guess whatever way you want it is the right way for it to look, but this is what I planned. This is what I intended. Yeah, so this is going back to the whole how do contemporary build, me trying to put windows on this for a million years. So like the little peek behind the curtain, this took me like a good week to build. It just like I would build a good chunk, like maybe a half hour's worth, and then I just get completely stumped because it's a big lot. I don't know. It just, I would get really daunted midway through. And then I just like walk away from it and leave it alone. And then I go back and I do a little bit. It was like the whole principle where if you have like writer's block, you're supposed to just like put whatever bullshit on the page and then walk away from it and come back. That's what I did, but it was a Sims build. And it took a really long time, but by the end of it, I was really pleased with it. The whole way through, I was like, it looks bad. How do I fix it? I don't know. I'm really hard on myself because I don't know. I like for all of my builds to look like they fit into the area. And this one, I felt, especially with the windows that are happening right now, it just didn't look like it fit at all, and it didn't look like a good hospital. It's just really frustrated, man. But I had a little bit of a breakthrough. So on that, what did I call it? Sky bridge? You know what I'm talking about, the bridge. Yeah, right here. I went to go like play with changing the windows, and I realized that they came in black and they came in other patterns, and I was like, what the heck? I had no idea. So I was like, shoot, that's exactly the type of window I was looking for, and I couldn't find, and it existed in the game already. So I would go around and replace all the windows except for these ones here. This is like another example of me being like, oh yeah, I'll just do this, but they're all 3 wide instead of 2 wide, so it like messes up the whole thing. Just leave the original windows there. I was just not even gonna deal with it. I thought it looked fine anyway, and there's no problem with keeping like different types of windows on the build. But anyway, yeah, I just kind of replaced it with these guys, and it just looked better. Like the blue tint, I think, gives a very like commercial vibe. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't look like a weird house. It looks like, oh, this is, a commercial lot. This makes sense. you know? I don't know. At least that's what I thought in my brain. Seemed to make sense to me. So yeah, the other thing, once I had windows down, it was kind of like smooth sailing. I actually went to interiors, and you know, I'll have a whole other build video. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. I'll have a whole other video of me decorating the inside of it. But then when I went back outside, I had to figure out how to landscape this, and that was very tricky. Cause like, okay, here's what I do when I landscape usually is I'll just like block off little areas, and I'll just make it completely overrun with vegetation, because I feel like that looks good in The Sims. If you have like really sparse plants, I feel like it looks weird and bare. Like, I don't know. I think it's just a personal preference thing, but that's what my mind thinks when I'm looking at it. Anyway, so, but alongside that, I feel like it doesn't make as much sense for a commercial lot to have these like giant overrun gardens, especially a hospital. I feel like everything's very clean and cut lines, and especially with it being contemporary, I feel like it's a lot more like minimalist. And so I was like, all right, I'll try to, you know, accomplish that. Spoiler alert, there's a lot of overgrown plants, but I tried to tone it back a little bit. Hopefully you guys like it, and you can change it if you want. I made use of a lot of these little planters because I figured it made sense to put those around instead of just like making a lot of these big patches. All these parts here where I'm like kind of, you know, deleting the ground, deleting the pavement, deleting the pavement is where all the gardens will be. And so I just put these little planters around to just kind of like fill spaces with greenery without necessarily making giant patches of garden. But I think it looks nice in the end. This little courtyard here is really cute. I eventually, once I kind of figure out how the heck to do it, just kind of put some like tables out there and some benches, because I don't know, I mean, your doctors don't really walk out there much. One of mine did one time, so you know, it's mostly there for decoration. But I don't know, I pictured it in real life, like people who just like kind of want to like breath of fresh air, just kind of like get out for a minute, or like you could eat your lunch out there. It just kind of made sense. Yeah. Ignore what's happening here. This is me really struggling. This is a prime example of me being like, I don't know, I'm gonna do something else. Like, and that's what you gotta do, man. Like, if you're really, really struggling with a certain thing, but you still like have time to build, I recommend just like work on literally anything fucking else. Like, you can see here, I was like, I don't know how to do this garden. I'm gonna work on benches. Just kidding, I don't know what to do with the benches. I'm gonna work on trees. And then that was perfect. I got the trees done. Oh yeah, here is more of me like trying to be minimalist and just put fountains. But I thought they didn't really fit very well. I don't know. It was interesting because like I wanted this hospital to have a nice contemporary vibe. I wanted it to have a nice like clean look that, you know, I think a lot of people associate with a hospital. But at the same time, the surrounding area is pretty like traditional. There's a lot of like older homes around, and there's like a park over there. I don't know. I felt like having it be like super like shing shing clean modern lines. Like I don't know. I wanted to find a balance where it looked like it definitely has like a contemporary influence, and it definitely is a generally contemporary build, but it isn't just like so like fucking up your ass with modernness that you don't, I don't know, you know what I mean, hopefully. Sorry for swearing, I should have said that. Anyway, I don't know how to edit that, ignore it. But yeah, here's where I go overboard with the plants like I described earlier. I also changed the fences all to this lighter brown color from the black, because I just think it looks better. The black was very harsh, I think, and the gray almost gives the illusion that it's just kind of like a raised bed of plants as opposed to like a fenced off area of plants. At least to me, that's what it looked like. So yeah, just kind of just throwing plants are all over the ding dang place. I'm trying to think about what the rest of the video is. I feel like it must just be me putting plants everywhere. Hopefully you're into that kind of thing. I've had a couple people compliment my garden, so hopefully if you're one of them, this is helpful for you. It's literally just I feel like I use the same plants over and over again, and this is pretty much how I put them down. I, instead of doing the dirt, did the little flower terrain paint just to kind of give it a little extra oomph. Oh yeah, that was the other thing. This was one of the first times I've done a major build with seasons out, and I just like randomly picked spring to build in without really thinking. But a lot of the plants look really sad in spring, where I guess like this must be like first day of spring where it's like just coming out of winter, but you can see how like dark and like dreary all the plants look. So that was a little distracting when I was building, because I was like, I don't know how they're really gonna look. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. When I went to take the screenshots, I changed it to summer and they look totally cool. So don't sweat. They look great. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is unrelated, but just generally something that you all should know about. There is a new Mr. Rogers movie out. My roommate and I are Mr. Rogers super fans. We definitely watched like all of the live stream when it was like streaming, and it was his birthday over the weekend, and he made just like, he's such a nerd. Oh my gosh. He made this like little itinerary of things he wanted to do for his birthday. So he was literally just like 10 a.m. I will be at brunch. At 12 p.m. or a.m. What is noon? 12 p.m.? 12 a.m. Oh my God, this always fucks me up. Anyway, noon, I will be at lunch. And then after that, I will go to the board game cafe. And then we will all watch Mr. Rogers. It was so nerdy. It was so stupid too, because I was trying to get him to tell me when his birthday was, and he wouldn't tell me. And then he like just drops it that it's his birthday and that he has all these plans. And I was like, God damn it. Anyway, long story short, we ended up seeing the movie, and it was like, man, y'all gotta see this. I was feeling real sensitive for like 2 days afterwards. It is a very touching film. Mr. Rogers is a good dude. And I don't know, especially with all the bullshit happening all the time these days, it was just a very nice thing to see. This like very caring fella just talking about how to be a good dude and how to care for kids. It was just real nice. So definitely recommend. Although it was kind of wild, because like me and my friends got out of this movie and we're all just like kind of crying and like being sensitive and not really knowing what to do. And then he's like, all right, you guys ready to go to the bar? Like I was like, how do I transition to like going out after this? Alex, you destroyed me. But anyway, it looks like sorry about that rambling. The video's almost over, so I'm just gonna leave you guys here so you can kind of watch the screenshots. But yeah, give me any feedback you want on this one. I'll have the second part of it out later this week, so look forward to that. But yeah, have a good rest of your day, guys. Bye-bye.